I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research.
As with any company that's making a loss, it's not easy to produce an accurate valuation and fair price. There isn't a metric as simple as, say, price to earnings. And whilst price to sales can be used, many growth stocks will have an extreme price to sales ratio based upon the assumption of rapid growth. Since my overview video concerning Rocket Lab, which you can watch through clicking on the card above, Rocket Lab has decreased in value by $2 billion, and its market cap now sits at around $7 billion. The current price to sales is now sat at around 130 when using expected revenue for the full year 2021. This can be reduced to around 95 if you deduct the reported $10 to $15 million impact of COVID-19 restrictions in New Zealand, which is where one of Rocket Lab's 2 launch sites is located. This is significantly better than the previous price to sales for the full year 2021 of 173, when Rocket Lab's valuation sat closer to $9 billion. If we consider a net loss of $32.5 million, nearly half of this can be attributed to research and development at $15.6 million. I'm happy to see that Rocket Lab is investing into research and development, as this will hopefully allow for strong future growth. I'm also fairly pleased to see that the company executives aren't taking salaries which are too ridiculous, with the CEO and founder Peter Beck taking less than the CFO, Adam Spice, who earned $439,347 as the highest paid earner in Rocket Lab USA. Whilst these salaries still could be considered relatively large, they are relatively small and hardly greedy considering the executive positions they hold within the firm. Now, when it comes to valuing Rocket Lab effectively, I would say that the current valuation may suggest that everything goes fairly well for the firm. If Rocket Lab fails to develop the Neutron on time, then of course, yes, this will have an impact. However, I do not believe that the firm is significantly overvalued at the current valuation. This is not financial advice, of course, and for full disclosure, I do own a few shares of this company. I would say the fair price is around $12 to $13. This gives the firm a market cap of around $5.5 billion. Simply Wall Street uses a 2-stage free cash flow available to equity shareholders valuation model and places a fair value on the company at around $13.50 for a second opinion. Now, you may say that I've picked this number out of a hat, but looking at expected projections of revenue for Rocket Lab, I believe they may be a bit conservative, and I do think the firm has potential to outperform these estimates. The number one thing that I believe is being overlooked is the vertical integration of the firm. Looking at successful growth stories such as Tesla, it can be seen that they are vertically integrated. Whilst the Neutron and Electron are the most interesting part of the business, arguably, the development of satellite components is also something very appealing. I believe that as more companies will see the need to send satellites up to space, Rocket Lab will be able to be the company which is best able to capitalise upon this. While SpaceX is a competitor, I see room for Rocket Lab to compete with more focus upon small satellites than SpaceX, which is also interested in larger rockets with humans inside. A projected 2025 revenue of around $750 million places the expected 2025 price to sales at 7.33 if the share price was currently $12.50. In my opinion, at this price, and with how promising I see Rocket Lab to be, the stock would be a strong buy. It's of course possible that Rocket Lab will never reach this valuation, as the $15 share price is still quite appealing in my opinion. $12.50 would be ideal for me, but there is strong resistance around $15 if you believe in technical analysis, and also some technical details going on with options which may mean the share price does not go below $15 ever again. However, especially when considering a growth stock which is highly speculative, it's possible that Rocket Lab never succeeds. Maybe the Neutron will cost more than expected, and capital will not be able to be secured, or perhaps SpaceX may place more of an emphasis on Rocket Lab's market and take away market share with lower costs. However, I believe this would be a risk worth taking, and I do think they will succeed, and I think the potential reward may be higher than the risk at present. After selling my shares on the way down from the peak at around $17.50, I've been averaging down, buying at $16 and just under $15. I'll look to buy more at just under $15 if possible, and buy a whole lot more if the stock ever falls below $13.50, unless there is new information which comes to light. It may be likely that the firm continues to trade at around $16 to $15 unless there is a large catalyst for the share price to move significantly. I'll be creating a video regarding Rocket Lab competitors such as Astra, Virgin Orbit, SpaceX, and others soon, so subscribe and click that bell to be notified when that comes out. Furthermore, take a look at my full stock overview for a better understanding of how Rocket Lab works overall and their future projects. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching.